You believe you'd refuse. You're wrong. Stanley Milgram proved that 65% of ordinary people will cause serious harm if an authority figure tells them to. You are not the exception. Think about your last performance review. Your manager said something unfair. You nodded. You smiled. You didn't push back. And you told yourself it was strategic. That wasn't strategy. That was obedience dressed up as choice. By the end of this, you'll have the authority interrupt, a 3-second internal override that lets you recognize the trap before it closes. There's one part of how obedience works that nobody talks about. It's why people who already know Milgram's research still get caught in it every week. Milgram ran 23 variations. Compliance held above 60% in all but one. Here's the part of your brain that quietly outsources the blame. Put someone in a room. Tell them they're helping with a learning study. A stranger sits behind glass. Every wrong answer gets a shock, and the voltage dial climbs. Most people kept going past 300 volts. Some went to 450. Milgram called it agentic shift. Your brain stops seeing itself as the decision maker. It hands that role to whoever's in charge. You become an instrument. The guilt evaporates. Even people who read this study first still shift. Awareness alone doesn't block it. When you feel discomfort but comply anyway, notice whether you've quietly handed someone else the wheel. Agentic shift explains the compliance. It doesn't explain what locks it in, but that initial shift isn't what makes the obedience stick. The moment you obey something that cuts against your values, cognitive dissonance hits. Festinger documented this. People who acted against their beliefs immediately rewrote the belief to match the action. You don't just comply. You convince yourself you agreed. That's what makes it permanent. Those two mechanisms feed each other. Without an override that breaks the loop before dissonance sets in, you're caught every time. The real trap isn't the authority. It's the story your brain writes 1 second later. Here's how you break it before it's written. You've stayed long enough to get the one thing that breaks the entire system. Milgram found one condition that dropped compliance to 10%. Just one. A second person in the room refused first. You don't fight authority with argument. You name the discomfort out loud before your brain rewrites it. I'm not comfortable with this direction. Said before you comply. Festinger's dissonance can't attach to an action you've publicly resisted. Most people wait until after. The rewrite's already started. That authority interrupt I promised you at the start? The 3-second override? Here's the answer. It's one sentence, spoken out loud, before your brain rewrites the story. Why do people who know Milgram still get caught? Because knowing about the trap isn't the override. The override is one sentence spoken before the shift completes. That window is 3 seconds. Use it. If you've ever felt the pull to go along and walked out wondering why you didn't speak, drop Agentic in the comments. Next, I'm breaking down how social proof amplifies obedience in group settings. Subscribe, and you'll start seeing it everywhere.